Dun 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 dun. All right, so welcome to Anchor Reviews. This is Tyler on Anchor Reviews, and I'm here with my friend again.
Stephen Lawson from Stephen Lawson Studios.
Yeah, and today we are reviewing Goosebumps. Now, for those of you who don't know, Goosebumps was okay. So anybody, if I had to explain this to everybody, if you had to explain who Goosebumps is to someone, they're too young for you.
Pretty much true. It's, I guess for those who don't know, book series. I guess you could call it children's book, but it wasn't necessarily just for children. It's a series by R.L. Stine that was supposed to be kind of for, younger kids to preteen and teen agers.
Yeah,
Um,
but there's like no like blood and sex or whatever.
right, unfortunately. You know,
Really, you want to see Slappy try to go into the girls' locker room or whatever, start like, a prostitution ring. They don't call me Slappy for nothing.
that's right. Slapping the cushions.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a pimp named Slappy
There
around.
probably is. But in any case, yeah, it's a horror book series, kind of along the lines of Stephen King. And if he heard us say that, uh, we'd probably start a turf war. But in any case, yeah. So it was basically kind of a new chapter in the whole Goosebumps series, except kind of encompassing all of the Goosebumps series, whether it be the books or the television shows or the individual little movie cassettes that you would watch on uh, rent from the video store.
Or library, but I remember watching that show. It was pretty fun. And yeah, I love that. And yeah, Goosebumps has been around for some time. And Goosebumps actually predated Harry Potter. At one point, it was pretty big in that and encouraged a lot of kids to read and also made R.L. Stein like a stack, like a giant mountain of money, too.
Yeah, yeah. I think they said in the movie he sold something like 40 or 400 million worldwide.
400, I think it was.
Okay, yeah, 400 million books. Books, that is, yeah. So it's not. Yeah, okay. Anyways, back to reality. But yeah, so what did you think of this movie, Tyler? Like, let's get into talking about the actual gist
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. I think we should explain what the plot's about. So the plot's about this kid named. All right, where is that IMDb? Okay, I just feel. All right, so
Zach.
Zach. Yeah, so this kid named Zach with an H at the end. He was played by like Dylan McChenney or Mini. I don't know. That's
He's
just
been in other stuff. I think
yeah,
he was in like
yeah. He was in Prisoners as like one of the kids, like one of the sons, like Hugh Jackman's son, and he was also in Fury, which I thought was pretty good. And he moves into town with his mom to a new town and his new neighbor just so happens to be R.L. Stein, who's played by Jack Black,
yeah, so slightly obese R.L. Stein.
who's like very over the top and apparently graduated from the School of Rock. Apparently, yes, that's my Jack Black voice. Ha ha.
Yep, and pretty much like three or four other voices in the entire thing.
Yeah, but anyway, he also happens to run across R.L. Stein's daughter, Hannah, who's played by Odeya Rush, who was in The Giver like a year ago, and I have to say, she's beautiful.
She is. She's a very beautiful young woman.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, okay? Yeah, I'm just being honest right there. But anyway, the two hit off, and R.L. Stein is like very protective, and eventually one night he hears screams, and he goes in to investigate, and he finds out that there's like a bunch of Goosebumps manuscripts. One of the books accidentally gets opened and unleashes a bunch of these monsters, and they have to try to get them back into the books.
Yep, yep, and they do. They kind of come out, as you may have seen in the trailers, and go back in as kind of the ink on the words in the book.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the symbiote from like Spider-Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, maybe that was where it was hanging out.
Right. I still think it would be great if they used the ink. And I guess it's kind of a spoiler because it didn't happen in the movie, but it would have been fun if I
Sequel idea.
did this. Yeah. Put the ink from the books into tattoos on people, and then when they're released, they would just tear off of people's bodies. That would be pretty cool and terrifying and controversial to the wussy parents of this modern generation.
Yeah, and a bunch of like hipster douchebags like, oh, I can't afford to pay the rent, but I got all my tattoos to show.
So we're all good.
So yeah, I mean, they of course go on this adventure, and you know what came to mind when I first saw the trailers of this movie was that this is a lot like Jumanji, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was Jumanji-ish things about it. I wouldn't say it was exactly, like it wasn't so that everyone will see, the resemblance exactly, but it definitely had similar things about it in terms of the story structure and the feeling.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about like remaking Jumanji. I mean, there's no point. They already did it. It's called Goosebumps. Yeah.
Yeah. And who would you say was your favorite character in it? Like this one,
like
not Jumanji.
like monster or
Monster, yeah.
I mean, my favorite story from the Goosebumps series, especially from the TV show, was the Haunted Mask. But I don't recall seeing the Haunted Mask once. I mean, maybe that character was like in the background somewhere, but I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see the Haunted Mask anywhere.
I don't recall seeing it either. It must have had to have been, or just kind of cut in final production or something. But
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I did like, well, the main character in that. I mean, it gives, I don't know, kind of a trope now in these movies trying to go toward kids like, oh, dead parent cliche. Yeah, sort of thing. And of course, you gotta have like the annoying sidekick who's called like Champ, who's got this giant overbite. And
sidekick? Oh, sidekick. Gotcha.
Sidekick, yeah. He looking like a young Alan Harper from like 2.5 Men.
Those teeth on that boy could give the shark from Jaws a run for its money. Like, seriously, boy, you need to get them things checked out.
Well, they're supposed to apparently be like a new, like Jaws 19 out by now. Maybe he's like Jaws in that one.
That's right. The motion capture.
Or maybe
from them teeth.
Yeah, or maybe he could be like Jaws from like the James Bond series that they were like bringing back. He could be Jaws.
Yeah. I was honestly thinking while watching it, they reveal certain things. I don't want to give spoilers, but like monsters are getting sucked in. Some things do get sucked in that you didn't know were monsters. Some didn't, and honestly, those teeth should have been sucked in. Those things are not human. Like, you should seriously find this boy and remove his teeth by force. It's a international emergency that needs to be addressed. FEMA needs to be called. An international team of orthodontists needs to be assembled with haste.
Speaking of the books, the whole thing of, you're not supposed to like the locked book and opening the book and that sort of thing kind of reminded me of like The Mummy a little bit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And the first book we did see get unlocked, but the second book that kind of caused all the trouble, that didn't become unlocked. It just flew open because plot.
I don't know, maybe it kind of quick cut or whatever, or maybe, I don't know, I have to maybe rewatch it and probably see it again. But anyway, what's interesting is that when we see the Abominable Snowman for like the first time, I swear that thing like crawled out of the same effects package that we saw like the Scorpion King from like Mummy Returns.
Those good PS1/PS2 graphics.
Well, to be honest, they're more like Xbox One graphics.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
I'm just saying, like, with special effects graphics, of back then was top notches, like pretty much our video game graphics now.
Mm-hmm. And the Abominable Snowman, in the movie, there's a shot where you can see him, being retrieved. I'll leave it at that. But basically, Jack Black, you see his face in the same or next shot as the abominable snowman is being captured, and you see a remarkable resemblance between the facial structure of the abominable snowman and Jack Black. So I wonder how much of his body and time and voice and whatever they poked and prodded from Jack Black for this movie. Like, it was...
I don't know. It's kind of like, what if King Kong from that King Kong remake that he was in kind of was into him instead of the girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's not go there. But anyway, I mean, there's other monsters, and, Slappy is pretty much the leader of them. And I was really happy that they actually got... It made sense that he was the ringleader. He was the brains of the operation. And I'm really glad that he was actually a real puppet, and everyone else was CGI, which was fine, or just in makeup or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. And he, as Tyler was saying, that the mask was his favorite Goosebumps episode or book or
The haunted mask, not, Mask with Jim Carrey.
Right. Yeah, that's a horror thing in itself.
No, that's more like a sequel, Son of Mask.
Yeah,
that's true horror right there.
But what do you call it? Slappy was definitely my favorite, and I recall from watching Goosebumps that he was, kind of my favorite Goosebumps character, and even how he was portrayed on like the book covers and things like that were pretty terrifying. Like, I gotta say, in this one, his looks were toned down in terms of the scariness for I think the kids or whatever, but he was very scary in the past from how he appeared. I remember he kind of freaked me out the most as a Goosebumps concept. So